Hello there. So this time I'm just gonna show what I did, because normally I create characters using these round hole punched pictures, and this time I just wanted to show some of the process. Obviously I already cut them all out, so I just found some used books in the thrift stores. This one is it's actually stories from the Old Testament, Jacob and Esau, and then I just went through it. Whenever there was a picture I liked that would fit a game. Oh, this wasn't it. Maybe it's on the other side. Yeah. Then I just cut it out and went through it. Obviously I'm not gonna deliver the book back to the thrift store, or someone might feel a bit cheated. But yeah, that was one of the books. The other one was this, Robinson Crusoe, like a children's picture book. One thing about Robinson Crusoe books is that a big part of the story is only with one character, so you get a lot of the same pictures. And then there was this, the writing on the wall. It was in Danish, of course, which gave me some kind of mystical pictures, almost like this one or this one. Quite interesting. So yeah, this was the writing on the wall. This was Robinson Crusoe, and this was the Old Testament one with the story of Jacob and Joseph. And then I'm going to sort them into categories, or into game categories, or into game systems, settings, whatever you like. The big one is the one I normally use for Knave. It could be used for any fantasy or OSR game. Could be used for index card RPG. I'm actually thinking about doing that. It could be for Cairn or Crown and Skull or whatever. It's not the shiny fantasy stuff. It's more like down to earth knights, with some exceptions. But like normal knights, human beings, stuff like that. From all kinds of medieval books, or books about knights and stuff, and castles. It could also be for Shadowdark or Old School Essentials, where characters are not very shiny and powerful, not very superhero-y. I got a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards and cut out some pictures from that, and from that I got a lot of more, I just call it shiny fantasy, that wouldn't fit a Knave campaign of my mind, but then I keep them in this one, which is miscellaneous or bits and pieces. And also other settings that don't have their own jar, like vampires. I got that from some kind of Dracula comic. And there's some Western stuff with Native Americans, and also something with pirates. So I would use it for something like Pirate Borg. I have a small stash of pirates for that now, which is nice to have, just in case. Okay, so that's my spare bits. Then I got Into the Odd, which is 1800s, 1900 until 1920s. That would be like Into the Odd and Electric Bastion Land. And then I got Lamentations of the Flame Princess, Renaissance, 1600s. So like very early modern. So yeah, I'm gonna sort them into different categories now. And this is the one with Robinson Crusoe. And as you can see, Robinson himself is represented a lot. Of course, there's this one who just got shipwrecked with no beard. Then he's got a little bit more beard. And here he's very bearded and experienced. So it's different stages, and that could almost be different characters. And there's some other characters which is perfect. But otherwise, I would just I would discard some of them. So it doesn't get too samey. But then I would keep the interesting ones, like this one, where he's got a parrot, because then he has a parrot in the game as well, which is more interesting than nothing. And this one, he's got a rifle. Here he's got a rifle as well. Stuff like that. And then also I can do that I can put him into the different settings. So it's not that samey. So for the Lamentations, very early modern, I could take this one with the rifle. So I'll just put it in there. And then I could also take all the ones that are piratey. Not this one, I will put him into the knave box, knave jar. He's interesting. This one's interesting as well, but he looks more like a pirate-ish character. So I think I'll put him in the spare bits box. And also this bearded Robinson Crusoe with a rope. So he'll go in there. And then also the very bearded one with the hat and the parrot, also into the pirate box. Oh, actually, this is a better one. So he'll go in there. I don't know, it's a bit difficult. And for Into the Odd, which one should I take for Into the Odd? Maybe this guy with the rifle? Yeah, why not? And maybe this guy with the barrel could be the pirate box. And this guy, and also, no, just this guy. He would go to Into the Odd. This interesting guy would go into the knave category, just to have something different than the knights. It's more interesting. This one's also interesting. Oh, and this fella looks like a pirate a lot. So he goes into the pirate box. And this Robinson with the primitive axe looks like a shipwrecked person. He might as well fit into a knave game. And this guy, I think, looks a bit too modern for knave, so I will put him into the Lamentations. And I'll wait with the rest of these. Then I take stuff from this biblical characters, like this old man. He's very interesting. I'll put him into the knave box, and also this red-haired guy, Esau. I don't know how to pronounce it in English, actually. Esau in Danish. And this lady, who's Rebecca from the biblical story. And this nice young man. I don't know, knave. And this guy from the prison where Joseph is kept. He only appears once, so he goes into knave. I think most of them go into knave unless there's some reason to put them into others. Like in the book about writing on the wall, there was this old man whom I thought was very interesting looking. I would like him as a character, so I cut almost all pictures of him out. So there's one for each. So I'll put one of them into the odd, another one into knave, and one into Lamentations of the Flame Princess, and also one in the bits and pieces. So that was easy. Then there's this guy with the glasses. He's more like into the odd, I think. And this guy, I love this guy. It's some guy stabbing himself in the mouth. That's a very cool picture. He goes into knave. And these guys are all, I think they are medieval looking, so they'll go into knave. So yeah, that's my process of doing this. I like to just go to a thrift store and get a lot of books and just cut out pictures. It's a very fun scavenge hunt. And then now I have a reason to do it because I do these videos with character creation. So thanks for watching. Look out for more videos. Goodbye.